Nursing to sleep. Why is it bad? That title, it makes me cringy, and I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell. I'm a chiropractor by training, but really found my passion empowering parents just like you to teach their little ones to sleep and parent confidently day and night as a sleep consultant and the creator of the Helping Babies Sleep Method. And that title really does make me a bit cringy because it's kind of judgmental, right? To say that something in parenting is bad or good, tough. That's tough. It's a bit judgmental. But I'll tell you why we picked that title. We picked that title because that's what you guys are looking for when you put stuff into YouTube. That's what you're searching. And what that tells me is that there's a lot of misconception and knowledge that we need to share about sleep and feeding. Okay. And if you follow me at all, you know that my philosophy is if it works for you, it works for me. But I just want you to know what's available to you because I didn't know when I was going through this. So here's the thing about nursing to sleep, or even we could replace that word nursing with feeding to sleep, is that it all comes back to the first pillar of the Helping Babies Sleep Method, which is this: understanding that while the drive to sleep is biological, the way we sleep is actually a learned habit. Think about yourself. If I said to you tonight, you can't sleep in your favorite position, I'm going to take away your pillow or your blankets, that would be really uncomfortable for you. You would probably toss and turn, be very frustrated, but you would learn a new way to fall asleep because sleep is a learned habit. So the challenge with nursing to sleep is there's some people out there that can nurse to sleep, no problem, ever, do fine. Maybe wake up once in the night, they nurse them back to sleep. It's not a big deal. And then there are other people out there like me who woke up like every couple of hours and had to nurse back to sleep and found it extremely draining and exhausting. For those people, would we say that nursing to sleep is bad? I don't know, maybe. But here's the thing, sleep is a learned habit. So if you nurse to sleep or nurse to drowsy, not even necessarily asleep, when they wake in the night, which all humans do, right? You come in and out of sleep cycles, they will look for that same feeling that helped them fall asleep. And so then you try and go in and maybe you don't want to feed them because you just fed them 2 hours and you try and rock them or do something else. And they're like, what? No, this is not what I associate with sleep. I associate feeding and sleep. So it's all about what you associate with sleep. Another way to think about this, let's say your partner snores and you start wearing earplugs every night to block that out. And then you go to a hotel and your spouse isn't there, your partner's not there, but you forgot your earplugs. Oh my gosh, you might have trouble sleeping that night because you have an association now with wearing the plugs, right? It's all about learned behaviors. So, nursing to sleep is not bad, guys. Nursing to sleep is a magical tool that Mother Nature gave us. Same with feeding to sleep or rocking to sleep. But it's just up to you to decide, is this sustainable for you and your family and you and your little one, right? That's the real question. There's so many different ways to raise your family, right? You just have to figure out what works for you and what you feel is sustainable. For me, I felt like it was unsustainable because I woke up every 2 hours and I looked at him in the morning and he looked tired. And those 30-minute naps, oh my gosh, were killer, right? So this was just unsustainable for us. I'm too tired. You don't look good. I feel like I'm in charge of your health and well-being and that I'm not doing you the best service. We're going to have to change the way you fall asleep. Now, for some people, they can nurse to sleep no problem and have these beautiful long stretches of nighttime sleep. Why is that? I think that there's 3 reasons why, okay? One is your food source. Because in the middle of the night, it's so much easier just to whip out a boob versus go into prep a bottle. And that is a very quick, gratifying response, okay? I mean, I've had people who say to me, oh, I was going to feed him and then I went to get the bottle and then when he came back, he'd actually already fallen asleep. The other thing is over time, I find with breastfeeding, because we don't know how much they're getting, but a lot of my clients, I feel like they gradually and unknowingly shift their calories into the night. And this is often displayed with or reported back as having a kiddo who's a distracted eater during the daytime because they eat so much in the night, they're not really hungry during the day. And then it's really hard to actually get them to eat more in the day so they don't eat as much as night. But that's what we teach you in Helping Babies Sleep School. The second reason why some people I feel can, nurse to sleep fine and have long stretches of nighttime sleep is actually parental behavior. Some parents have a delayed wait and see approach. When I was going through this, I was just really anxious and nervous. So every time he cried, I immediately jumped up and fed him. Okay, and then I created that habit that the boob is a soother even if you're not really hungry. Not there's anything wrong with that, but it's just kind of hard to maintain. For me, it was really hard to maintain. So parent behavior, can you wait and see a little bit in those, especially in those newborn weeks when you're first starting out? Not every wake up is necessarily due to hunger. And then the third thing really is temperament. So some kids are more flexible than others. Having to wait a few minutes to see a parent or get that bottle, they might as well just go back to sleep. Where others are like, why are they not coming to me? And they get more and more angry. So guys, in summary, nursing to sleep is not bad. It's a tool in your parenting toolbox. It's just up for you to decide if it's something that you want to use long term that is sustainable for you. Okay. If you're looking for more help on getting rid of the nursing to sleep, that's exactly what we teach in our Helping Babies Sleep School. We have online classes. We also have group coaching programs because from years and years of doing this, I know that you'll always have a question about what your baby is doing. So we have a group where you can come in and ask us questions. We'll put the link below. And also, if you want to get some quick tips on baby sleep, we have a great, simple 6-question sleep quiz that we'll put the link in below. We'll get you some personalized responses and one simple thing that you can do tonight without tears. Don't forget to hit subscribe to never miss a baby sleep tip.